Guys, pause it.
No.
No.
Fine, fuck you then. Ghosts are real. This is fucking it, yeah. Fucking blowjob ghost visited me last night.
That exact ghost.
Didn't look at her, but same thing. I fucking got visited, but I fucking have evidence. It happened.
That sounds like a dream.
No, physical evidence.
Physical evidence.
Physical evidence. See?
It's so warm.
Wait, are you serious?
Yeah. It was all inside my pants. How else would it get there but a ghost?
Let me get a sample of that.
You don't want a sample of this. Boredom, where we drink, ramble, and discuss things in our never-ending quest of not being bored.
I'm Brandon Kaiser.
I'm Josh Jessen.
I'm Brian Haas.
Okay, cool.
Today we saw a movie that you may have heard of called Ghostbusters. The internet may not have gotten around to this one yet. I'm not sure. I don't know if they've
I
heard
think this
of
one
it.
flew under the radar.
Yeah, it's based on the 1984 classic Ghostbusters. Yeah. Anyway, this one is directed by Paul Feig and stars Kristen Wiig, Melissa McCarthy, Leslie Jones, Kate McKinnon, and Chris Hemsworth. That's pretty good without a paper in front of me.
And Andy Garcia.
Well, there's a lot of people who show up for two
Who's
scenes.
Andy Garcia?
Andy Garcia?
Ed Begley Jr.
Was Ed Begley Jr.?
Who played a junior. Yeah. Was Ed Begley
Oh yeah, it was
Jr.?
Ed Begley Jr. Yeah.
Played a junior.
And Zach Woods. There's a lot of people in this movie. It doesn't matter. It's not what we're here to do. We're here to review it and talk about it and
React.
say what we thought.
The guy who played Dylan.
Yeah, because we have to put reaction in the video title so we get views. Hey.
They don't watch anyway.
Yeah, I feel like we can.
Clicked off by now.
Yeah, we can be honest with you guys. You're still
You
here.
stuck around.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so you
family
must
and
know
friends.
us.
Now we know you're cool.
Alright, so let's talk about the invasion.
And this is the one video that people we don't know will watch. That's the weird thing. Anyways, alright, so Josh, let's start it off. You're probably the biggest Ghostbuster fan here.
I am.
Fine, just take it. So let's start with you. What did you think of Ghostbusters 2016?
I like how we have to call it Ghostbusters 2006.
Well, they didn't change the title at all.
That's fair.
Even though at the end of the thing it did say, what
Kate
did it-
McKinnon,
No,
we'll be
no,
back
no,
in Die Another Day.
No.
They did have a subtitle.
Yeah. Something about calling. There was a subtitle for this movie. There was supposed to be the subtitle, and then they cut it, but it's still in the end credits for some reason.
Yeah,
Was it about answering the call?
Yeah, answer the call.
Yeah.
that was it.
So wait, it's about
Ghostbusters.
Answer the
It's
call.
about Germany. They answered the call.
I love this as a...
It's a Band of Brothers reference.
When they went back to Auschwitz and started fighting the ghosts.
Oh.
Wait. Sick reference, bro. We totally missed that opportunity. So, alright. So
Well, there it is.
What did you think?
I thought that was a sick reference. God damn it.
Anyway, Ghost at Auschwitz. Anyway, what were you talking about?
So, this was a comedy. They made this a comedy movie, and the original Ghostbusters is a very like a subtle supernatural that just happens. It's funny. It has a great script. It's got all the chemistry of everyone else. It works in itself. Not that they filmed it to be a funny like joke comedy like it was. It just happened to be a really funny movie because you had really great comedians in it, being like great in it. Like I don't think
It's filmed cinematically.
Yeah, and this was filmed as a comedy, and I only require one thing from a comedy, and that's that it makes me laugh and entertains me, and this movie did. Even with the Ghostbusters stuff, like I don't know, maybe it's just that it killed that part of my brain that I didn't even think of it as Ghostbusters, like everything that I've always loved and all that stuff, and I just saw it as like a comedy movie with Ghostbusters involved. I don't know if I made the disconnect somewhere in my brain, but I was thoroughly enjoying this.
I think they beat it out of you.
They might have.
You resisted for so long that eventually they wore you down.
I don't know what happened, but I sat down and until the movie started, I sat down going, it's Ghostbusters. They're tearing it out. I've heard all the complaints. I mean, this is gonna probably kill me. I tried to avoid reviews of this movie, but I heard it wasn't that great anyway.
From our own Richard Buckner.
From our own Richard Buckner. But
2.5 out of 5.
sitting down, watching this movie, it made me laugh. I enjoyed the movie like front to back. There were a couple like things that like missed. There were a couple misses. I mean, every comedy has misses, but I still thought this was an enjoyable movie. Not part of this franchise that's before us on this table.
I don't have any merchandise of this Ghostbusters.
It's
and I don't know if I ever will.
It isn't
be honest.
this Ghostbusters, and I feel like that's okay. I mean, if they tried to make it this Ghostbusters, it probably would have been a lot worse. Like if they tried to make it like this was.
I kind of agree, but we'll get to that when I go.
It probably would have been a way worse movie if they tried to build off. And I'm glad, I can't say glad. Well, no, I can say glad. I am saying it. I'm glad it isn't.
You just did.
I know I did, and I am glad it isn't a reboot. Because I mean, if they tried to reboot
It is a reboot.
Or no, wait, remake.
Yeah, reboot.
Remake.
Remake.
Which one would I hate more?
Remake.
I would hate it, or no.
It's kind of both.
Like the
But they
soft
don't know.
reboots where they're connected, I think you would.
Because they don't
I
connect.
don't think
no,
this
this
is
isn't
connected
connected
at all.
A reboot,
That's what I'm saying.
A
You would
reboot
hate
would have
that.
been a connection to the other series that came before it, which this isn't. This is more of a remake.
Oh, I get what you're saying.
So I'm glad that it was a reboot,
I
not
guess.
a remake.
Technicality.
Or no,
I guess.
remake and not a reboot. Because if they tried to build on this and make it, I feel like it would have been shitty. Like I don't think the style of movie they made would have meshed with the style of movie Ghostbusters.
Okay.
And even because I mean we have to the albatross elephant. We have to allow Ghostbusters the game into it. I feel because I mean they wrote that. They wrote it. They made it.
They voiced it.
It's to me that's canonical.
And I guess there's a YouTube version where they just took all the storyline stuff and put it in one
And you
video.
could.
So you
And
can watch Ghostbusters 3 technically on YouTube right now.
And that is a great story, and it ties the two together. And I feel like that's a great ending. That's a great game that ties up the storylines of the two, and I like that. And I'm glad that this is a reboot and not just a remake, whatever the fuck it is. Because I don't think this style would have meshed. And there's, like I said, there are misses like the ghost fighting. It kind of, like the actiony bits kind of fell flat to me. And
when it got too hard into it, too strong.
when it got pretty actiony, I was like, that's kind of lame. I thought I was going to hate the racist black chick. Not that she's a racist, it's just she's a character.
Racial stereotype.
She's a stereotype. But you know what? There are people like that.
And she wasn't as bad as I thought.
She wasn't as bad as I thought. But I mean, I experienced people like that in my day-to-day life, so it's not like she was too hard. Like, I thought she was going to be, like, carrying watermelon and loving KFC at some point. That's Purge election year. She is not Purge election year, which would have
been amazing.
Which would have been awesome. Because I remember,
but still,
on this show, I did say if she was that character, I would have hated this movie, and she wasn't. And I was glad for it. I mean, she was a little still over the top, but I mean, they all kind of work.
But I'm going to say
they all like you could see where they were. And
I think Leslie Jones is my favorite of the four. I think she was the most consistently solid.
I liked.
I think she had some of the funnier lines. I think
played Holtzman.
Holtzman.
Yeah, I like Holtzman.
Ooh, we might have some issues.
Well,
I think we saw this movie differently.
Hold on, I don't
based
think
off everything you said. Mostly.
I don't think they used her well enough. I mean, I liked all the characters. I did.
She was very consistent, I thought.
She was just like the creepy science person.
Yeah.
I don't think they used her enough, but I liked her background interactions. I think she was playing it off pretty well.
Ooh, see, that distracted me. Anyways.
Anyway, as a comedy, it made me laugh. I think this is probably Chris Hemsworth's greatest fucking role. Honestly, I think this is his best.
I'll agree. Hemsworth is good.
He's very good. Yeah.
This is it. This will define his career. And
not Thor or anything, huh?
No. You know what? Thor is
that little thing.
Thor's alright. He's an action guy. He fucking does action stuff. Nobody.
Yeah, but what he
expects more
secretly is a comedy guy. It turns out.
Yeah.
But man, he fucking nailed this fucking role.
All right.
And that's my feelings of this Ghostbusters.
Yeah, I'm sure you'll chime in as we go.
Let's go. Let's move on.
Next. All right. So we went from the most experienced Ghostbuster fan to the probably least experienced.
Yeah.
I've seen it way less than you guys. Maybe 5 times, give or take. So, whole order of
5 times?
Yeah,
Wow.
whole order of magnitude less.
Yeah, that's insane.
I'm on another level.
You didn't grow up with it like we did.
Yeah, no, I'm a couple years younger than these fellas. So, we got that going.
I remember Ghostbusters 2 in the theater.
Oh, God.
Nope.
Yeah.
we were born that year.
No, Ghostbusters 2.
Oh, Ghostbusters 2. I actually Ghostbusters 1. Okay. I was going to say, that's almost impossible for you.
I think there was like
Possible.
there was like a great aunt or someone dying, and I remember coming back home from the hospital with my grandma and my cousin and my mom were like, "Look it's a trailer for." They recorded it on VHS because that's what we did back then. They saw it and they recorded it and showed it to me when I.
Yeah, you couldn't just search for a trailer and watch it online whenever you wanted to.
They taped it and played it for me.
Yeah.
I did that.
All right, so
I did that.
So Brian,
that's how we did it back in the day, Brian.
So Brian, not seeing the movie
I
as
get it.
much as the rest of us. What did you think of this movie?
I'm actually going to echo Josh on a lot of the points in that
Echo and make great points.
if they had made it too close to the original, it would have just rubbed me the wrong way. But it was just different enough, being the comedy and all. I like the focus you gave that. I went back and forth. I thought that maybe if they hadn't used the Ghostbuster name and just made a similar movie, it would have irritated
gorilla?
me less.
With the gorilla, no!
No.
That wasn't the real Ghostbusters.
Okay, sorry.
Oh, okay. But no.
This is Vincent Price.
I know it still would have been compared against Ghostbusters if it had a different name and had a similar premise, but I don't know. It worked. This one, I went in like Josh, expecting the worst, kind of avoiding everything to hear beforehand, and when I got there, I started laughing and the jokes worked, and I heard these guys laughing.
Right out the bat, there were some quality jokes right in the first scene, and I was like,
well,
I'm laughing. I'm like, that was funny. I thought that was funny.
I'm gonna say that was Zach Woods more than anything, but
oh, that's
Hey,
right.
you know what? If you're making a comedy, you cast good comedic actors. And
yeah,
good
Zach
jokes.
Woods was good in the beginning of this movie.
That's good. You make a comedy, you cast good comedic actors, you give them comedic jokes to do.
Yeah, you start
And
out
then
good.
you have Leslie Blackperson say something about fried chicken, and
Then
you kind of
talk about
I
fresh.
don't think she ever said anything.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't think she ever mentioned
she did.
grits. She
Right.
did mention grits at one point, but not fried chicken
all right.
or watermelon.
Watermelon.
And there went all the viewers.
But I guess because
She was more developed than Winston. Let's just say that.
Yeah, I'll say that too.
Yeah.
Josh hit most of my good points, so like the only nitpicky things that I want to touch on is kind of similar. That when they were fighting the one ghost at a time thing, that really worked for me. I could get into that, but when they started
busting ghosts.
when they started fighting multiple ghosts,
They
and all the
suddenly were
weird-
very skilled at it.
Yes.
Suddenly, like all of a sudden.
and all the weird new stuff didn't really work for me. You know, all
The punch thing. Yeah, no, there was.
all the weird stuff. Like the grenades
I
were
mean-
okay, but everything else.
I get it, because I mean the tech and like that's always
They
been-
had to, yeah.
I mean, if I loved all the cartoons and all that, so I mean, and the toy line and everything. So I mean, weird gadgets and shit. That's just par for the course for me. So
Yeah.
I didn't hate it, and
it was
I
more the
think
execution than
Yeah.
the actual.
there was a moment where I was like, 6-year-old me, if this was the Ghostbusters I had when I was a kid, I would have loved all this shit. I would want the twin pistol Ghostbuster pack shit. I would want all that stuff.
That's probably true.
Yeah, that's the other thing. We're looking back as adults.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but yeah, just I was pleasantly surprised. I'm gonna actually give it another chance too. That this is a
Whoa.
movie that I wanna.
Wait, what?
You would watch it again, is what.
Oh,
Yeah,
you'll
yeah,
watch
sorry.
it again.
Not that
Okay.
you would give it another chance.
It's like-
No, because I'm being pretty positive. It's just I think another viewing. Now that I know like what to expect, I can watch. I don't know. I think another viewing for this kind of movie would be good.
Would help it?
Would help it.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
No.
Interesting.
And after that, let's hear what you want to say, Brandon.
All right. I'm not gonna
Tonal
echo.
shift.
Yeah, I mean, let me say a couple things. Okay. Well, I had the video on this channel where I tore apart the trailer. I didn't hate it. I actually thought it was decent. I'm not gonna say it was great or good or amazing or anything. Some stuff worked. I think slightly more worked than didn't work, but there were still a lot of things to me that didn't work. In terms of jokes and setups. And number one, I don't ever like the slapsticky physical comedy of Paul Feig movies. So in the moments where that happened in this movie, not a peep from me. You heard me laughing, not in that.
Yeah.
I can
I don't
guarantee
think
you
I laughed
that.
at any of that.
'Cause, yeah,
I don't think any of that. That was misses. I didn't care for any of that.
I'd say maybe
Yeah.
a third of them more.
Yeah,
Roughly
like
for me.
Melissa McCarthy flying around on a gun or whatever.
Actually, no, I
thing.
thought that was funny.
See, I
That
did
was
not.
kinda fun,
I didn't
yeah.
laugh a single time at that.
At the beginning, I was like, oh, okay. And then
When it kept
really
going,
crazy,
When it kept going, I was like, oh, all right, it's done.
It's not
But-
personally
yeah.
goddamn button.
yeah, but the
Not
beginning, I was
personally
like, it's a fat lady. And she's fucking around. This is great.
I thought the weakest of the Ghostbusters was Kate McKinnon.
They didn't give her enough. She was the Winston of the
She
group.
was in a
Which is
different
weird.
movie than the rest of them.
Oh,
She was in a different
I
movie.
can see that.
I didn't. I don't know. I didn't connect with it. I know a lot of people are because I hear two things. I hear that Holtzman is the best character in the movie, and I hear Holtzman is probably the worst character in the movie. And after seeing it now, I think I fall more on the not so great. So maybe it's just a taste
To
thing.
me, Holtzman ended up like the McCoy of the Star Trek reboot.
I liked that she was smart
Like, he was-
and stuff, but
A good actor,
There, he was
a good
doing
actor
stuff,
doing
important
really
stuff.
good stuff. Just they didn't
I
focus on
think
it.
she
and they
took
didn't
it
give
too
enough screen
far.
time.
I think she went too far for me. She was a little too over the top. She was a little. There it is. She just a little. I don't know. She took it a step too far, I guess.
I like that.
And like you said in the background, she was sometimes distracting in the background of scenes and shots and stuff. It's kind of making me confused
I
or whatever.
didn't really get distracted.
Yeah, that's actually why I want to rewatch.
She'd do
In the
weird
background.
faces and things like.
I
She wasn't
I
the
was
focus of the
She would
scene.
do
I
a
was
crazy
sad.
eye. She did
Yeah.
a crazy
I was
eye.
sad.
Maybe you missed it. Maybe you missed it.
I'm sad I missed that now.
Yeah.
Because I would have actually preferred actually seeing that.
Yeah, there'd be some things. Someone would be doing something in the foreground, and then she would like make a weird gesture or something. Yeah, she was like, it was like, whoa. I don't know if she was like overacting to me. I
She
don't know
more or
what
less
it
just
was,
seemed to
but-
be like a fearless character, and nothing really seemed to faze her too much.
I don't want to say it's terrible because it was a choice. It was a choice I guess I just didn't agree with. So I don't want to harp on it for this long. I guess. I thought that there was some pretty decent design in this movie, actually. Like, I did like the way the proton packs looked. Once you get over that they have to be different.
Yeah.
I liked, with the Faraday
I don't like the
cage on and
traps, but whatever.
stuff. The trap was okay. It was okay.
I didn't like the PK meter.
The PKE
Yeah,
meter
I
was a
did
little
like that.
weird.
I like the weird.
Yeah.
Like, is that a? Why would you make that?
That's something you get at a theme park when
It was
it's
like
nighttime.
it was more like the cartoon PK meter.
This felt too much like a modern day blockbuster to me in terms of some of the CG design sort of things.
Yeah.
Some of the CG was pretty good. Some of it was a little weird to me, or cartoony, or messed up.
There was a
or
little
I didn't
cartoony.
like it
There
too
was an
much.
actual cartoon at one
Yeah.
point.
Actually, I liked that one thing.
I thought
the
that was
2D
pretty jarring.
Yeah, the 2D animation thing. I liked it though, just maybe because I was like, hey, 2D animation, you don't see that anymore. So that was cool to me.
Believe
Anyways,
me, at the end,
yeah.
I had to flip the table.
Oh, okay. See? Different tastes. Well, we have a lot of different opinions on this movie. It's weird. But here's the thing. Another thing I wanted to mention on the good side was that the 3D is good in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yeah.
I didn't love the movie.
It was.
I don't know. I kind of might buy it just for the 3D because 3D is always better at home anyways. But part of it, let me get this straight, okay? Everybody loves the 3D in this movie because I've heard online that the 3D is really good in this movie. It's partially because it cheats. It breaks the widescreen format.
Oh,
yeah.
because they
Yeah.
I
Like
noticed that.
Patty's necklace was out of the.
I
There's a
don't-
lot of things. The ghost would fly out of the
I
black
didn't-
bars and stuff.
I didn't notice it at first, and
Oh, I did from the first vomit.
Really?
Because the
Well, no.
vomit was like the
No,
first thing that went past it.
That was when I didn't notice that it was blocked off.
I don't think it
partially.
broke it until the vomit.
Yeah, I didn't notice until that happened. I was like, "Is this?" And then it kind of distracted me because I'm like, "So they're not
Yeah.
showing us the whole screen so they can have better 3D effects?"
Yeah, I was of two minds about it. I thought it was clever and interesting because you don't see it that often. But at the same time, you're right. It was a little distracting.
Well, you know what? It was a fun comedy.
But it was an
movie.
interest- it was an-
so
again-
That's when you do it.
It
That's what you do.
it was again an interesting choice.
You
I
don't
think
do
that's the
this in
thing.
Will Smith's next blockbuster.
I
if he ever
didn't.
gets
I didn't agree with all the choices, or most of the choices, I guess. But they were interesting choices, so I'm not gonna rip them apart.
Yeah,
I
they didn't
guess.
play it too conservative, which is another.
Yeah.
we've had.
I think it was good that they took more risks.
But I thought this was just a little too broad in a lot of ways. Well, I didn't even mean that. I didn't mean that, guys.
Do we have like a B. Arthur picture you can just flash on the screen?
Bring on the comments.
Broad.
Anyone who's still here, bring on the comments. I didn't mean that. See, this is the problem with this movie.
But it slips
is
out,
I
which is a
don't
problem
care
I
that
had
they're
with
women.
Arthur.
This
too.
movie was a nerd hot button.
I don't care that they're women. Okay, they can be women. Who cares? Whatever. Not a problem.
You cared that they were remaking it.
And not just that. I don't know. It didn't have the. Okay, there's a lot of cameos, and everybody knows that. There's the original people cameoing and stuff. None of the cameos really worked all that well for me.
There was no point to any of them.
They weren't very
Just there.
funny. They seemed like they squandered having those people there.
I liked
Aykroyd's was
Ernie
okay.
Hudson.
I was gonna say,
Ernie Hudson's was okay.
I like the Aykroyds. Well,
Aykroyd.
hold on. Aykroyd's counts mainly just because it's Aykroyd, and he already knows. He's like, oh, she just got like 3 vapors over there. And
And he used to use the
I don't
same,
go to
he used
Chinatown.
he used the same accent he did in
does that on
Ghostbusters
weekends.
2 when he was the construction worker, essentially.
yeah, no.
So Bit Diaper Pants Downtown told us to do this.
Bill Murray's is really forced.
Bill Murray is not good.
it's
And it's-
contractually obligated.
I don't know,
Like-
That's what it feels like.
I love Bill Murray.
Yeah.
I don't know what the point of his cameo is in this movie.
it was to have Bill Murray in the movie.
but it wasn't a good use of
And
Bill Murray.
Sigourney Weaver's was
Yeah.
hit or miss.
Annie Potts just had the one clever part.
I kind of like that.
Annie Potts played Annie Potts. Like, she did a Janine character. That was fine.
No Moranis, sorry people.
Oh.
Spoiler alert, no Moranis. In
It's not
case you were
racist.
getting your hopes up.
I thought,
Yes?
once.
Just
Walter
a van
Peck
for
should have
a
been
while?
there.
Walter,
Walter
they could have had Walter Peck in there.
Alright.
No, Harold Ramis's
Bust?
cameo was very solid.
That ruined your joke. Sorry. Yeah, I don't know. There was just... It was weird. In some ways, I could separate this from the originals, but they kept forcing me to remember the originals, so it was
Yeah.
kind of a mixed bag for me
Yeah.
in terms of things like that. But, I mean, overall, I didn't hate this movie. I didn't really like this. It was just kind of okay, decent. Some interesting choices. I thought some of the scenes were actually shot pretty well. You guys were complaining about the multiple ghost action scenes. The way they were shot was kind of interesting to me.
Oh yeah.
I didn't understand why they suddenly were totally badass at this job when they
Because the
hadn't
action
shown that.
scene required them to be suddenly bad.
Yeah, that was a little weird for me,
Yeah.
but I thought it was shot interestingly. Like there were a lot of things. in this movie
Everyone had
where-
to pump out their new extra tool. And
Yeah, I don't
That
know.
they covered, except for the one that they did.
It's weird because this isn't like, I don't think it is. I don't think they're like pushing a toy line behind this. So it's kind of weird that they put all these extra gadgets in there. Which I think they mainly just did because that's what Ghostbusters had.
Neat
a lot
new
of weird
things.
gadgets.
We're going to use these at some point.
That
in the
was
movie.
the
Try
what's her
this one.
name's big thing. She made
But I
fucking
think-
shit.
Yeah.
I think,
liked it.
even if I didn't always agree with the choices, I think Paul Feig did a pretty good job of directing this. He made it his own, I guess, or different enough, or whatever. And he had some really interesting, cool shots in this that I was like...
There were
I don't
some-
normally look at Paul Feig's directing and go, there were some awesome shots in there. I think there were a couple in Spy, but
But nobody
mostly
really,
it was
the thing
standard
is,
comedy issue.
For most standard comedies, you're not looking for like great directorial, like, ooh, did they frame this thing?
I think
But
I'm
this-
really starting to focus on directing when I watch
This-
movies.
this movie's-
I've just been thinking about the last few reviews I've done.
It's kind of like a comedy action kind of thing. So I mean, yeah, no, it's the directing did matter in this movie more, than most comedies. And
Yeah.
it hit.
So, anyways, I feel like I've been rambling for a long time. Anyways,
Let's-
it's a decent movie.
let's anchor it up. with
Yeah,
Kat.
I want to hear what Kid has
Kat,
to say.
describe some scenes of the movie.
I kind of feel like what if we went from like most happy with it to down to whatever Kit's gonna say now.
Well, let's find out.
But let's see, because that's the impression I got. Let's
I
see.
was very conflicted by this movie.
Okay, so kind of like me.
Immensely. I love the originals, like the original, like 2 movies. They were great.
Yeah, that
I love
includes
them.
2,
Oh,
guys.
hold on.
We like 2. Also,
I do
Oh,
like.
who doesn't like 2?
Hold on.
Why
not
would
as
you
good
not
as
like
1.
2?
Not as good as 1, and we
Two
agree.
isn't as good as
Everyone
one,
agrees
but
with that.
2 is.
No, 2 is not
still
as
great.
good.
2 is
2
solid.
is great. People like fucking hate on 2. I discovered this when I was an adult. I was like, are you
Yeah,
serious?
I know. I was surprised too as an adult to find that out. That people
Oh
hated
yeah,
it.
it was just shit. Like I don't know.
It's got its problems.
I never heard an argument that I really.
We
agreed
never
with.
said it was as good as the
Yeah.
original.
I don't. We're not saying it's good as original.
I,
Or as
um,
good as this movie.
I laughed.
Ooh, I
I
went
know.
to watch Ghostbusters 2 over
Hold
this
on, I was
movie.
gonna say we're not saying it's worse than this movie.
Oh yeah.
No, it's not.
Or whichever one.
I was
Whichever
gonna
one
say,
you
no,
would-
you're
We'll
not.
turn to the line. Do I need to stop?
I don't know.
Wait,
what,
I was a little
Hang on,
confused.
Willem Dafoe.
Could you repeat that
I
again?
don't know what you're trying to say.
Really? You? You would be on that side?
Hold on. Which part of the line am I supposed to be on? Which?
Do it over.
Do it over.
Anyway,
Hold on. Sick reference.
This was at least a Bill Murray movie.
Steve Zissou.
Most people, yeah, I was gonna say, most people are going, what the fuck?
I kind of want to watch
Steve
it.
Zissou, yeah.
I'm gonna get that when I go home. I'm getting that movie legally.
I own it. It's
Legally.
great.
On Amazon. We're
On
gonna order
Amazon. I'm gonna order
Same
it.
day.
Get the
delivery.
Criterion Collection.
Anyway,
Sick reference.
So, like,
There's no wubs.
There's gonna be wubs.
There's wubs now.
Oh, Jesus.
so the movie started. There was, you know, like Josh said at the beginning of the movie, there was a good amount of jokes.
Some jokes.
But that's when
I think the
kinda,
beginning is better than the
That's when I kind of started to get a feeling of like I'm starting to get a feel for this world that they're kind of just creating here, and like it's the whole idea I have myself in comedy, like especially with the Ghostbusters was they were all like jokey and shit like that, like in Ghostbusters 1,
There were
Ghostbusters 2.
4 schlubs.
The rest of the world was essentially the straight man they were playing
Yep.
jokes off of. Here, there is no straight man. There's just jokes from every direction, everywhere. Everyone has their own little bullshit they're gonna say.
Hang on.
It's gonna be funny.
That's kind of
Mostly you're right, but from time to time, each of them takes turns being the straight man a little bit. Because from time to time, like I would say of the 4, Kristen Wiig was mostly the straight man. Yes, she had jokey things.
She was the
No. Don't get me wrong. I thought about this.
And even at times, Melissa McCarthy was the straight man. They kind of took turns. I don't think McKinnon was ever the straight man.
Neither was Jones.
Leslie Jones, probably not. Yeah.
But it just like it kind of like it took me out a little bit. But I was trying to focus on the movie. I was trying to like go
Give it
at
a fair
this
shot.
with a clear mind and everything like that. But they just kept on throwing like old Ghostbusters references at me left and right, and it was hard to just focus on it without thinking of the original at all. Like when they were coming up with like the tagline, like she cut her off when she was about to say like something strange in your neighborhood. And I was like, no, like stop it. Stop trying to call back to the original. I don't need that in my head if you want me to enjoy the movie. But they just
I would've been
constantly did it.
It was too much. Was the problem? If they would have had a couple small clever references in there, I would have been fine with it. Some of them are a little too in your face. Some of them are a little
The
too...
Harold Ramis bus. I tried to ignore that because like
Ooh, see, but I like that
it
one.
wasn't
That one
Harold
was
Ramis,
subtle.
was it?
Hold on, that was very
subtle.
subtle.
Yeah.
That was in the background. They didn't even
That one I
linger the
liked.
camera on
I
there.
know.
It just,
I like
it's
that
like
one.
someone walked away and you saw it and then it was
Yeah.
gone. And it's
Don't get me wrong. I love
That
Harold
was the
Ramis
most
movie.
subtle
He
of the
was great.
cameos.
I liked
That
that
was-
one. So
that was the
yeah.
most subtle of the cameos.
That was just the start of it, though. Like everything just kept on coming at like more and more references, and I was just trying to
like the
focus on the movie
firehouse and the...
by its
Yeah, I thought
own
that was
merits,
forced.
and it was difficult. It always like
I
at
like the
some
fire.
point.
I like the firehouse and the callback to the firehouse at the end.
At some
Maybe
point
at
during
the
the middle of the
end,
movie, I just
but-
kind of thought it was just making fun of itself.
I just like the whole like it's gonna be this way. Like, are you fucking shitting me or whatever the fuck she said?
Yeah.
It's like,
Well-
well, did I say that out loud?
The movie
I
just
like that.
the
That
movie
was-
just made me.
No, I'm not
feel-
saying there wasn't anything good from that part.
No, but I mean the firehouse part. Like,
But in the end, was it needed?
I like-
Oh, that's what I forgot to mention. This movie's a little too long.
Ooh.
I know that's a thing we love to mention in this.
It's too long.
It's a little too long.
But
It
my
started
hold on,
losing me
let's-
3
hold
quarters
on.
of the
my
way through.
counterpoint
Kit-
is
Kit is the expert of length. on
Yeah,
movies.
yeah. He'll say it's okay because everything's okay.
Hold on, no, he doesn't.
Yeah,
It
let's see.
seemed like average length to me.
Oh, okay, so it's okay.
There you go. Kit's the expert.
I was just.
He's so small.
All right, come on,
I
kid.
was. Yeah, I know. I was trying to come on. You guys like
What?
started yelling over me. So
Isn't it how you get off? That's how I work. That's how I work.
Where do you get off interrupting him again?
I'm sorry. Get
I
off.
can't think of any more. But it just this movie didn't do it for me. This
Well-
was this is what I expected
Most
it to be.
negative.
This is what I expected.
That was right.
It was not going to match my. It was not going to bring make me think I was wrong. I knew Kate McKinnon's character was going to be the most interesting thing about the movie. It was
Who was your favorite of the 4?
Kate McKinnon's character
Boom.
because she was the most consistent.
I think I'm the
No,
only one.
'cause-
Who's your favorite?
Ooh, I don't know if she's my favorite.
Leslie
Okay, who
Jones is
do you
second.
think was the best performance?
I really don't.
4?
I don't know.
I really don't.
I'm
So
trying to figure out
the
what you're
big
saying.
two. So Kristen Wiig and McCarthy are like the big two, but I don't really care for
Yeah,
either.
yeah.
Christian
much
Wiig and
better.
McCarthy both annoyed me throughout the
Kristen
entire
Wiig
movie.
was pretty good.
I guess I liked
Yeah.
Christian Wiig a little bit more.
I don't think her
McCarthy.
jokes landed as well, but I think everything else she did in the movie, it seemed like she was trying to make this more of a grounded movie than the rest.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, I think she was trying to achieve the tone of the first movie a little more than the rest of
To
them.
me, it's McKinnon and Jones. Those are my two.
I would
Yeah.
go Jones and Wig, I think.
Actually, I'm with Josh on this one. Those are the two most interesting
yeah.
ones.
I like those two.
Liz
about
McCarthy and Kristen Wiig were just annoying. They were
people.
annoying.
Actually, I'll just go Jones.
I didn't care for their
I said
characters.
you
She
were
wasn't
my
bad.
favorite.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought she was gonna be the worst, and
I did too, but she wasn't.
she turned out to be just like Winston. Monica. She was the Monica of the group.
There were,
Sure. Is this like a Friends reference?
Yeah.
Okay, sure.
She,
Friends
like
reference.
everyone, she was Monica. Like if, and then there was a Phoebe. McKinnon's obviously Phoebe.
I don't even want to keep.
Jones
going
is
with this.
Monica.
honestly, there like the ending was the worst part. I think, in my opinion, was the worst part of the movie.
It didn't have like. To be fair, you know what? Ghostbusters the original.
I disliked it.
The across the street. That was.
I haven't fallen asleep. I haven't fallen asleep in the theater since like Green Lantern, and I almost did at that ending. It just didn't.
It was. It turned into.
That's
a
why I
joke.
said this movie's a little too
Made
long.
me
Towards
lose
the end,
my-
I felt like falling asleep
It
too.
made me lose interest in it. It just like
I just wanted to
I
see
can
what
say
Hemsworth would
I can
do
say
next.
some of the problems I had, but I think we have to have a
Dance
spoiler
sequence.
thing for it
good.
because
Do you want to do that, guys? Want to have some sort of spoiler thing? I didn't think.
Flash it. Do we have an alert?
Sure. There's
Hit
a
it.
spoiler alert on the screen somewhere. Kid, let's.
So obviously the
Whoa! You don't have to be so loud about it.
Miss Slimer was annoying.
That's terrible.
Just put a wig, a bow,
That's
and
terrible.
lipstick. Bam! You got Miss
It's a
Slimer.
comedy. It was a joke. I thought it was
Too
Too
slapstick.
broad.
Too
I thought it was
jokey.
too
It's not
broad.
slapstick.
Way too
It's
jokey.
broad.
We got the broad.
I don't mean it like that, you guys. It's
I don't
too.
Too slapstick. It was too
It's not
jokey.
slapstick at all.
There's
Do you
no
not
way
even
for
know
me to
what that
describe it
means?
other than it's too broad. It's too. All people can laugh at this. Like there's.
They were fucking lipstick and a wig. I was like,
Yeah,
that's
it
stupid
was-
as fuck.
It's
This
too
is
cheesy,
dumb.
kitty, whatever.
It was stupid and cheesy.
Really, you
I
might
still-
as well
I
put
got
a
a little chuckle
bow
out
on
of it.
Godzilla in the next Godzilla movie.
I got a little chuckle out of it.
Yeah, I had a little chuckle too.
They kept.
I had a
bringing it up.
groan
I
out
was
of
like,
it.
that's kind of.
Yeah,
I
once
wanted to
for, like,
groan. I
2
didn't
seconds,
audibly
and then-
groan, but I wanted to.
Secondly, how the fuck did this guy have that much fucking power?
You tell me.
He dies immediately and comes back and like is able to possess
you don't
people.
fucking know the ghost world.
Yeah,
you
you're-
don't know
you're
my
taking-
own life.
So this one
You're
guy
taking it
somehow
so too
got
far.
all this shit from reading their book
Yeah.
That seemed a little.
Oh,
that was a
maybe
stretch.
it's
to me.
because he
Yeah,
read their
yes.
book. He was able
You
to
know his life.
like he became Gozer the Gozer the Traveler. It's like
He did.
choose the form, bitch.
He
It's
did.
like that's
Obviously didn't, because I was just like a huge ghost that they lit on fire with a building and then trapped.
it. Fuck you. Also, he stepped on all those cops. So
I
the
kind
cops
of
didn't
agree
survive.
with him. I kind of agree.
He wasn't on that level. He was just big. That was it.
He stepped on all those cops.
He stepped on a cop.
All those cops. His foot covered all where they were standing. Then they
I
got
don't
up.
know about that.
The fucking disco, the
She
Saturday Fever
shot a
pose.
blast at
Yeah,
a
that
building.
was weird.
She shot a blast at a building and lit
Okay,
him on fire
yeah,
and it was
no,
like burnt.
you're
He's
right.
not on that level.
So
At that point,
he puts the entire army or whatever it's about to attack him of cops into this like Saturday Night Fever pose, like you said, but then nothing happens with that.
Oh,
but then in
yeah,
the
there's
credits,
no payoff.
but then in the credits we see them dancing. Like there was a dance scene and they cut it and put it to the
Yeah.
credits. So I'm like,
that's
one
good comedy.
good thing cutting that because that would have been awful in
It
the
would've been
movie.
awful?
No.
In the
It was
movie.
great for a post-credit scene.
I don't even like it in the credits.
Oh,
I was like, why
yeah,
didn't
it
you
was-
show it to us then?
It was just begging
And
for
why even have
laughs.
it? Yeah, it was trying too hard. There were several parts of this movie where it was trying too hard to be funny.
I thought it was funny.
And like I said, I think it slightly worked more than it didn't in terms of jokes, but there's almost as many not working jokes as there is working. You might have a different ratio where most of them didn't work. I don't
I was
know.
gonna say, I'm at like
I don't get me
75,
wrong.
80.
I laughed at some of the jokes.
Yeah.
I tried to take my mind out of it. Like the my cat part just kind of annoyed me.
That's the weirdest thing to be
I
annoyed
kind of
at.
liked my
Because it's
cat.
like, okay, like, oh, what, no lenses and the glasses. The whole shit's like, he's a fucking idiot.
Chris
Why,
Hemsworth is
why do you have to
gold.
make him so
Gold.
goddamn
Chris
idiot?
Hemsworth, I liked Chris Hemsworth's idiocy.
Gold.
It more or less just pushed
Also-
forward my idea that there was no straight man in this movie. It was
But
only,
can I
they
It's
were
a
all
comedy.
jokers.
But the thing is, you were expecting.
I've seen comedies.
can I say one thing about Chris Hemsworth's character?
Yes.
His character in this movie. I was predisposed to hate his character going into this movie because the way he was always described was he was like the man meat for them, in which they only had him hired because he was
And
good
the only person
looking.
who
and-
liked him was
yeah, but the only one that actually
Display
did
the
feel that.
sex or listening to the sex.
Yeah, that was funny.
That was funny.
But the only one that actually was treating him like that was Kristen Wiig. So I was happily surprised that it wasn't reverse sexism. I don't know how to describe that. You know, because you know, if that was a woman and they were all guys and they were lusting after her,
But
that would be seen as sexist and
it would've
terrible.
been- and
in
it's
this
kinda
case,
weird
I was
to play
worried. I was worried we were going to get the opposite effect, where
It's
like
not like Janine
we've
was
gone
gonna play
over the
as
line
the
so
sex
far
symbol.
that we're the exact opposite. You know, like I don't
Yeah.
know. I was glad it wasn't as much.
I'm
of
glad
that.
they did that, and it's not like Janine was the sex symbol.
No,
They
she
never
wasn't.
played
No,
that.
and I don't think she was. I'm not saying
She
that.
was just a sort of plucky.
Not even
receptionist.
She was just cynical.
Yeah.
So
And I'm sure someone with their qualifications would have no trouble finding a job in the food service industry.
I've seen comedies before.
All right,
Like,
anything?
like,
All
I've
right,
seen,
we got
like,
it. Yeah.
no,
The
I've
Back of a
seen a
Straight
lot of
Man. Got
comedies.
it.
All right, so let's get to their. Let's
It was
rate
just
this.
everywhere.
Let's rate it.
I think that's a Paul Feig thing. The Lack of a Straight Man. Well, because I recently watched Spy, partially because getting ready for this movie, I was like, you know what? I want to actually know how I feel about Spy. Spy was okay.
Yeah,
I thought it was going to be terrible, but I thought it was okay. However, Melissa McCarthy is the least funny thing in the movie. It is everyone else
Yeah.
around her. I didn't like her, and I didn't like her friend in that movie.
And
Everyone else in the movie is funny.
I'm willing to say that Melissa McCarthy is
Spy, I'm
one of the least funny things in this movie too.
Exactly. She's always the least funniest thing.
It's weird
Except
that
for
she-
Bridesmaids, where she's probably the funniest.
It's weird that she's
That's so
promoted
weird.
as like this huge, and I don't mean that because she's big, like a huge comedic actor, but like you watch her shit. And
but
you're
she
like,
stole the show in one movie.
You watch her shit and you're like, everyone
The
around her is really
Yes.
I gotta see Bridesmaids to get this.
It's mainly because she shits in a sink.
good. Who hasn't shit?
That's mainly the reason
I've
why.
thought
Am I
about
really
that.
funny?
I've thought
I've
about that
shat.
on multiple occasions. Wait, am I the Melissa McCarthy this year?
Yeah.
And she got nominated for an Oscar for shitting in a sink. Can we think about that for a second?
Oscar?
Nominated.
Nominated.
She didn't win.
For what?
Not-
Comedic performance?
It's only she actually.
No, best supporting actress.
Fuck! What the hell? This is why I don't
She
trust.
didn't win.
This is why I don't trust the Oscars.
I think I will have
One,
fact checked
example.
myself. There will be a message on the screen right now that says whether she was nominated for an Oscar, but I thought she was.
Ah. Good
Yeah.
catch.
Although Bridesmaids was good.
All right.
I didn't think it would be.
I like Bridesmaids.
Anyway, sorry.
I'm out of
So
vodka.
today's
Yeah,
rating
exactly.
scale would what are we doing?
Class of Ghosts.
Ghost class.
Yeah. Yeah, like
So I'm gonna give this comedic endeavor a 4 out of 5.
Class 4,
Class 4.
apparition or vapor or
Free floating, full form torso apparition.
Huh.
Brian.
This kind of screws us for halves.
I was just gonna say I just screwed us because I was gonna give it a 3, but contemplating my wanting to see it again pushes up to a 3.5. It's good enough that I want to see it again. Check more into it.
Okay, so that falls on me. I'm gonna go
It
with.
doesn't fall on you. Falls on me, brings me down.
I'm gonna
This
go.
is your fucking turn.
I'm gonna go with my. There are two sides of every coin in this movie, and I think I'm gonna go with a 2.5. Out of
Perfectly
5.
even.
You know what? I agree. I heard this said about this movie, and I totally agree with it after watching it. Just because this is a all-encompassing thing of the movie rating thing. I don't know if there are any memorable lines in this movie, and Ghostbusters is one of the most quotable movies. of all
Ghostbusters
time.
probably is the most.
I don't know
quotable
if there
movie.
is any memorable
I don't think-
lines.
Power of Betty compels you.
No, that's
Patty.
terrible.
Patty.
All of,
Patty.
You don't think
all of the big,
That's
all of the
expressive.
like major lines are not funny.
Yeah.
That's true.
So, anyways, Kit, what are you giving it? I just wanted to say that.
This is going to be a class 1.5.
Whoa. Not as good as all the shitty movies we've already seen this year that Kit loved.
What about I Frankenstein?
Not as good as I Frankenstein.
Please tell me Independence Day.
It's better than Independence Day. That's all that matters.
Well, wait.
What did you give it?
I Frankenstein.
I
didn't
gave it
have
a
weight
1.5.
Behind it. Didn't
He
have-
gave it a 1.
Independence Day didn't have this weight behind it.
You gave it a 1?
What? Give what one?
Independence Day?
Yeah, it was terrible.
I gave it a 1.5, and also said it was terrible.
Oh, yeah, I guess we're on teams.
I never need to see Independence Day Resurgence ever again.
Nope.
Honestly,
I don't want to.
I want to see the first one.
If I get for free
Sure.
burn the original copy of the movie, I would.
Wow, I don't hate the original.
I got
because-
paid. I got paid to burn it. I could just not see it again. But
Alright. Well,
So there you go. This is a long review, I'm sure, but we had a lot to say. We all had different opinions.
the internet had a lot to say about this.
Yeah,
We're part of the internet.
That's true. As
I
much
live
as nobody notices. But we all had different opinions. We all thought different, varying degrees of this
and
movie.
let me just say, the whole sexism shit about this movie, I had no problem with any of the characters being female either.
No,
I think something weird happened with this movie.
That's
Okay,
weird. I don't get that.
I think they made such a big deal about the few sexist people out there who were complaining that they were female that it made you embarrassed publicly to say that you think
Just
this
say
movie
you
looks
didn't like the
terrible.
movie, yeah.
Yeah, to say that this movie looks terrible. Okay, I never once said this movie is going to be terrible. I said the trailers are terrible and this movie looks like it's going to be terrible.
And this worries me. That's.
Would you say
But
the
I-
final product was
But
better
I would
than the
never say it
trailer?
was based on the fact they were women. And I hate the fact that just because I was very critical of the trailers, I felt like if I said anything to anyone about it not, about it looking bad, it was seen as I was a sexist person. And so the actual reverse, I think, happened with this movie to those who thought it looked bad and aren't sexist
Did
about
you think the end product was better than the trailer? I know
Yes.
you didn't rate it that high,
it.
but
Yes, and also the other thing I forgot to mention with this, I think that's to do with the score. I thought the score was much more serious in this movie than any of
It
the
should have
trailers.
been.
And the seriousness of the score made everything else that much more.
this is well
The
scored.
tone was much better because of the score.
You make a great point.
The score saved a lot of this movie. I don't even know who did.
Other
it.
than
And I feel
other
sad
than the
about
weird
that.
Ghostbuster remix by Fall Out Boy. Which is,
Yeah.
and
I'm
this-
not saying the songs.
featuring Missy Elliott.
Not the
I didn't
soundtrack.
even notice it. Was that
The
the good credits?
orchestral score, not the soundtrack. The orchestral score, and that's why I think the beginning of this movie is better than the end, because the beginning is mostly creepy orchestral score stuff to ground
And they
it.
keep that. They
They
keep
do,
that
but they
tone.
linger it a little bit towards the end.
Yeah.
It becomes more jokey, slapstick.
No, you're right. The score really. I mean, if this was like a.
I can't believe we almost forgot to mention that, because as I'm watching the movie, I'm like, I need to mention the score, and I totally forgot.
No, if this movie was like a
Yeah.
like fucking score, it would have been fucking. I probably wouldn't even.
I liked
size
the
it.
horror movie score, especially
Yeah.
in the beginning half of the
I
movie.
mean, they didn't. They still shot it like a comedy. It was still
Yes.
a comedy movie.
But the score does a lot to
But the
affect
score
the tone.
helped. The score helped. If they had shot it like a comedy, played the score like a comedy, and made it like just a fucking goofy fucking Jack Black movie, or Adam Sandler fucking fest. I don't know.
Oh.
Like, well, fuck it, burn it. But I enjoyed the movie. I'd watch it again. I probably will.
And that's good, I'm glad. I didn't mean the,
Wow.
I didn't mean the basketball reference. I just meant I'm glad. We overused it.
You never overuse it.
Alright, so
What was that
that's-
we were
that's
going to
what-
use? It was going to be the Ghostbusters.
So join us again next time on Resistant.
Yeah, be
Boredom.
sure to comment below. Tell us what you thought of the movie. Please have seen it when you comment. If you are gonna say that, no
Maybe
comments.
if we get at least 5 comments, we'll make our own reaction comment video.
maybe
We will now. I've just said it.
But if you're still
If you
here,
made it this far.
if you made it this far, this
Make a comment to put a weird symbol, maybe an ampersand,
Ooh.
at the end of it, or
Hey.
at the beginning of it.
We just want 5 comments. I don't
Yeah.
care if they're from the same motherfucker. We'll make a video.
Yeah. You could be the same motherfucker, like commenting ampersand, 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 ampersand. Bam, we'll make
I
it.
mean, like Dix,
Alright.
Dix loves
Alright.
vagina says ampersand.
A equal capital D.
Absolute point.
This was a really long review, and
Oh, the
I
squeaky
don't think
line's
anyone's
called.
still there, just so
Yeah.
you know. But if you are, be sure to like and subscribe. And with that, I'm going to try to wrap this up. So find your own ways
Unsuccessfully.
of resisting boredom.
You know, sticking with us to see the
I'm posing here. Shut up.
Shut up.
outtakes.
There usually are outtakes.
But what if there weren't?
Shut up.
You don't want to sample that. Watch this bubbling on the side.
I'm so fucking.
Done with the semen?
Why are you adjusting your pants when you say, are you done with
Because the
this?
belt's undone.
Of course.
Why was your belt undone?
Don't ask questions that
More
you don't
comforting.
answer for.
Easter egg?
A little bit higher.
There you go.
Yeah.
Physical evidence.
Physical evidence.
Is that legit?
Very.
You don't want to sample this.
Woke up with a little of this in my pants this morning.
I touched it.